Ricky, where to start with that? What a thrilling game. What are your initial thoughts?
Thrilling, was it? Thrilling for you, was it?
For the spectator.
Well, 4-4, yeah, no, definitely. I mean, at 4-2 you're thinking, right, okay, we would take a draw for that, but I just generally felt, I think it would be wrong of me to say it was 3 points dropped, but because I don't think we played well enough. I think in the first half we didn't play anywhere near. We put a plan in place that they done, I would say 50% of the time. So half time, I gave them a shuriken there, and I just felt we could have been so much better, and I felt we got a good reaction. So whether you win, lose or draw for that, at least we had a reaction. I just felt we were a bit passive in the first half, and that can happen due to the circumstances of, Celtic players always want to take the ball. Yeah. So it's hard to go and get in your shape. You need to do things quicker. You need to be more focused on the things that we're doing. We showed them the video before the game. This is what we're going to play like. They've done it to spells. Also the size of the pitch, but there's absolutely no excuses with that. So I wasn't happy with the first half, but we got ourselves into the game at 2-2. I felt the referee, and I spoke to him, I thought he was pernickety about every wee thing, and I'm shouting ball, and I don't like to do that, when I look back on it, but I just felt there was wee pernickety things that I felt, Zach Butterworth, he's never had a book in his life, and he's been honest enough to try and get in front of the player, and so there was all of these wee things. I didn't think it was a great game of football, to be honest with you, in terms of what I was looking for a coach. But from a spirited point of view, from coming back through 4-2 down, I can't argue with it.
Yeah. Was that key in the first half? You obviously weren't happy with the elements, but to stay in the game and take those chances?
Well, goals when you stay in the game, so we created chances to score goals, but like Scottish, the header, the corner kick, that just comes about for one reason: good movement. They've got a basic, a basic setup. But good movement wins you that opportunity to score. But determination, and that's the word that used in there at half time. You need to be more determined. Don't be passive. Don't wait for something to happen. So that the goals that we got us back into the game, obviously. But it was more the spirit and the kind of team ethic, if you like, that kind of got us forward from there. And I thought the first 20 minutes of the second half we were very good, I have to say. But we did create chances right through the game. You could go to the first half. First chance of the game was Jamie Watson. Knowing Jamie should score. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy and sad in kind of equal measures, I suppose. But you've got to be happy with a draw and a point when you're 4-2 down.
Yeah. Obviously, those Celtic goals in the second half, both unfortunate in different ways. The penalty decision looked pretty soft on first viewing, and the second one's really unfortunate with the deflection. And the penalty, I can't really call it. I was quite far, I couldn't see it, but what I was moaning about was there was an incident with Matty Collins that he got wriggled away from, he got ahead of him, and the players pulled it back. Now it's easy for me to see, I'm right there, so if then they get two, so we're on the attack at that point, they take the free kick, they put it up, they get two set plays after that, two corner kicks after that, and that leads up to the goal. So that I was disappointed with that. The penalty, I couldn't really see. I thought Jamie got caught onside and he pulled. He's saying it was out of the box. I don't know, but there was that wee incident there. I just felt that was quite pernickety. He was given those pernickety ones before and he didn't give them. But listen, I've had the ref before. He's a good ref. I have had him before and he's been really competent. So. I don't want to use it as any excuse. It's just it is what it is. And we could have defended better in the first half from the forward line, but we'd done it much better on the press in the second half. So I'm happy with that from a coaching point of view. Yeah, and obviously at 4-2 down, would have been easy to let the heads drop, but that was a really good response.
It was,
so you must be really proud of.
Not proud of that, absolutely. I mean, it's no easy, to come back 2 goals deficit in any game. But to show that willingness, and it just came about for good decision making for Kenny and a willing runner, and really that was as basic as that. To be honest with you, but we got to sum up the park, and when you do that and you gamble and you play with that energy, you make your own luck. I'm disappointed. You're right about the fourth goal. I was just unlucky. Deflection. You're like, obviously there's points before that. How did they get in there in the first place? But we move on swiftly. We take what we got for it and be happy to an extent. And there's a few boys leg in there, we've been for the last few games. We've been hanging on a bit squad wise. So fair play to them. They dug deep for that. I can't argue about that.
So looking ahead to next week, are we going to have any bodies back? Or
Yeah, I think so. We took John off as a precaution. He felt his calf really felt stiff, and this is not the one he'd done. That was out for a year. It was his other one, and he hurt that when he came back. So we just took him off as a precaution and put Kuzi and Luke in there. And I thought Kuzi was excellent today, but took John off. So I think he should be all right. Cammy yesterday at training, he wasn't right. So again, I just felt we can't. He probably could have played today, Cammy, but I just felt we can't risk players because we've got a quick succession of games coming up. So we need to keep a squad on the park somehow. So that's what we're doing. But listen, last week was good, and there was very much positives for today as well. We'll look at the negatives, see where we are with that, and try and progress all the time.
All right. Cheers, Ricky.
Okay, cheers, man.
Well done.